Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Screamwork Entertainment. And we just watched the new Beetlejuice movie. Now, I'm going to say, I grew up watching the original movie, playing the NES game, watching the cartoon, so I'm a pretty big fan. Not too many people remember the damn game or the cartoon. The original movie is a classic. It is one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. However, this movie will not be a classic, and it does not hold a finger to the original movie.
I mean, I agree. It's definitely not anywhere as close as good as the first one. Never will be. I didn't go into this thinking that it would be. Most movies aren't that way, especially if you take them from the 80s. But I will say it's good in its own way, in a modern way. I enjoyed it for what it is. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I would have done differently, but I really enjoyed it for what it was and a modern take. So some of the things that... What?
Well, what was it? You said for what it was. What is it for?
The modern
audiences?
the modern take of the Beetlejuice. I enjoyed it for that. I don't think it was going to be as good as the 80s at all, or even close to it. I don't think I can even list a movie that has like ripped off from the 80s and was better now than it was in the 80s. I couldn't tell you one because I don't think it's possible.
It's not ripping off. It's trying to just make a sequel.
Whatever. I mean, like, there's not very many sequels from the 80s that are good. I mean, that you could say are better than the original. Like, I cannot think of one, to be honest.
I don't need it to be better. I just need it to be
or even
good.
As good, or even just as good.
I mean, of course, it's not gonna be as good, but be good, be watchable. You know, I want to watch it again. I want a movie where I will watch more than once, like the original Beetlejuice.
Yeah, I agree. You're not. I mean, like, it really depends on your outlook. I mean, I'm sure there are people that are going to look at this movie and be like, yeah, I'd watch it again. Would I? Maybe not. Maybe. I don't know. Like, I'm a little biased because I do enjoy Beetlejuice, but wasn't it. I mean, it was still good. I enjoyed it. I think it was more family orientated this time than it was the original. I feel like they were trying to, just expand the audience. And that's kind of what we got here is that. That's why it was like more, I guess, kid friendly. It was more
kid
silly. More silly.
I guess the original was kid friendly too for the times, you know.
For the time being, yeah. Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, it's a different culture, so you're going to get a different movie. One of the things that I really enjoyed about the movie that I saw was some of the pop culture references. They had the 90s, the Ghost, the kid that was Ghost, he had the whole alternative 90s vibe, not like a grunge vibe for sure, but he had like an alternative 90s vibe going on, which I thought was cool. Had some really cool posters from the 90s up. And
see, I never got that from him at all. Like I got him. He was like trying to be like Jenny Ortega, like the same character, like gothic. I got gothic. I didn't get 90s vibes. They were trying to be gothic because that's how.
You obviously have not seen a goth person in real life, because that is not what a goth person looks like. You're insane. Like, goth people don't wear flannels. They don't. I don't know any goth people that wear flannels.
Don't. But with the hair and everything, did you know? I mean, the
all he had
movie,
is curly hair.
No, I'm saying
he
the
didn't have
movie,
eyeliner.
No,
I mean, he was a ghost.
But the original movie, Winona Ryder's character
was goth.
That's what she was. She was goth.
Right.
So you would end Jenny Ortega's character, her daughter.
Well,
you would think it would kind of follow the same lines, but it's almost like she was playing a more dumbed down character of Wednesday Addams.
Jenny Ortega. I mean, I guess I could see that.
I don't know. I didn't like him at all.
He doesn't make like a big appearance. Like, it's not like the movie is focused on.
And that's the
him.
problem. You know, we actually mean Jeremy. This is her love interest in the movie, which makes no sense because it amounts to nothing. Like, his story amounts to nothing. He convinces her to go, like, hey, we can go see your father. And then immediately Beetlejuice sends him down to hell or wherever. Immediately. I'm like, why was we being tortured with the whole, scenes between them anyways? Because they did not have any chemistry. I didn't. It was like the worst part of the movie.
It was
you
forced.
Cut all that out. You could cut all that out, and you'd be fine.
Well, because her character.
Why was she even in the movie? She didn't even need to be in the movie.
Well,
they were
I mean,
thinking,
cool.
who's a good famous character? Oh, Jenny Ortega. Let's throw her in here.
Well, no, she's like the queen of horror right now. Like she is a Winona Ryder of the modern age.
She's popular right now, but she had no purpose to be in the movie.
Okay, so it's cool to have Winona Ryder have a kid. Yeah, I believe the love interest shouldn't even been in the movie because her character didn't even seem like she wanted a love interest. Like her character didn't. It seemed forced. You could even tell by her character when she wore the Marie Curie outfit that she's kind of like a antisocial person. She's not like I wouldn't say antisocial, but just like socially awkward in the sense like she doesn't get along with everyone. Like that outfit, that costume says a lot. I mean, you're kind of a nerdy person if you're wearing an outfit like that, a costume like that. So like I feel like the whole love interest thing, yeah, you're right. Shouldn't have even been in the movie. Thought it was kind of silly. But I understand why they put it in the movie because it's popular to have some kind of love interest, and especially a teenage love interest. And that goes back to us saying that it appeals more to the younger audience. And I think that's what they were trying to do with this movie is appeal to the younger audience.
Well, that's the problem. They should try to appeal to more of the actual fans of the show. What else did you like about this shitty movie?
I really liked Danny DeVito's cameo. It was really awesome. I thought they made him look really good.
I didn't like it at all. I did not like it at all. He was just playing, to me, a gross version of his character in Always Sunny.
Right, which is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, when I first saw it,
this is
like,
hilarious.
Oh, that's cool, Danny DeVito. Then I'm like,
he's playing a gross character of Always Sunny, which is I think was a funny, tip of the hat to Always Sunny. It's just like to all those fans. It wasn't. It's a cameo.
Maybe.
He didn't have an important part. Like it was just like he just made an appearance, a longer appearance than most cameos, but I mean it was still a cameo, and I thought that was cool. I think that was one of my favorite parts because it leads me on to my next thing is I didn't really like a lot of the costumes. I thought a lot of the costumes looked a little cheap. I think the lighting helped a lot with the costumes, but if it wasn't for the lighting, the costumes would have looked terrible for the most part, especially with Willem Dafoe's character. Like that thing that he had on the side of his head looked so fake, looked so bad.
Yeah, it looked horrible. But yeah, William Dafoe's character, he looked like I didn't like the character. I didn't like him at all, and I didn't like the way he looked. Yeah, he looked bad.
I didn't like his character either, but here's the thing. His character was made to be cringy. His character was made to be like Johnny Cage of Mortal Kombat. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, and some parts of it was funny, but for the most part,
it was cringe.
I'm just like,
it was very
why?
terrible.
Like, why is he there?
Yeah. I feel like he was too much into the movie. Like, he should have been a cameo, not a major part of the movie, which he wasn't like a major part, but more so than what he should have been. Also, one thing I did like is the underworld. Hey, I didn't really like the scenes of when they were outside of the underworld. Thought it was kind of dumb. But the inside, I thought that was really cool. They still had the same aesthetic that they did in the original movie. I liked some of the shrunken head people. Thought that was really cool. They kept that the same. Yeah, so I mean, like, other than that, I mean, there's some good aspects of it, but that's really my favorite parts of the movie, my takeaway.
I mean, the original, you only had the one guy with the shrunken head. You didn't have like 30 guys.
Yeah, you did. You had multiple. Yeah, you need to rewatch it. I watched it like 2 days ago. Yes, you did. You had multiple. They just didn't make a big appearance. It was like a very small segment. But yes, there was multiple.
I only remember the one in the where they're waiting to be checked in. It's the only guy I remember with the shrunken head.
I think there's like two of them, at least two of them in this first one, at least.
I don't know. If he's wrong, please put it in the comments because I think he's wrong. Anyways, so my list that I liked about this movie is very short. All right, it's very short. But I will say, I went into this movie really excited because I love Beetlejuice. I was like, how can they screw this up? How can they screw this up? And look what happened. But the opening had me, I was hooked because the opening, they did really good. The opening scene, the music they captured the original with the music and the town. I was like, oh, that's awesome. That is really cool. But then sadly, it just goes downhill from there.
I agree. I mean, I was more captivated by the beginning than the entire movie itself. and I was like, oh yeah, this is super awesome. It kind of got, I mean, it was, like I said, I enjoyed it, but it did take a far right turn. Like it drifted off from the original very quick.
Exactly. And what's the name of this movie? Beetlejuice, right? You would thought we would get more Beetlejuice, but we didn't.
Right.
Beetlejuice was my favorite part of the movie, but I can also tell that Michael Keaton's like, you know what? Can we get this over with, please? Can we move on with this? He didn't really seem like into it. There was several scenes I thought was pretty good, but for the most part, there was no. He wasn't scary like he was in the first one. Which now I watched the first one, he's not scary, but like he didn't have that scare factor. He didn't do anything. It was like no magic he did besides popping up behind people. You know, there's nothing like what he did in the first one. I'm like,
yeah, that
where's
one
the scary
thing
stuff?
Where his face popped out with the bats and everything, but that was it. And you couldn't even see the front of his face. You could only see the side.
But they did that in the first one. That was a callback to the first movie.
Right.
Whenever
exactly. And
they did that in the first movie.
I thought we were going to get more because that happened in the beginning of the movie, but sadly, that's not it. That was pretty much it. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they could have taken the love interest out and put more Beetlejuice in, and that's my problem with the movie is that they didn't focus more on Beetlejuice, and it really sucks because, you know, it was like Winona Ryder, you know, like uses Beetlejuice and then like, you know, kind of screws him over at the end, which I was like, oh, that's kind of crappy, you know, like, and then she like at the very end, she's like, she just lives alone, which is stupid. I mean, at least I guess you could have married Beetlejuice. I don't know. I mean, like I would have been better.
Why would you marry Beetlejuice? That means she's that doesn't make no sense either. But that's what the purpose of the first movie was. He wanted to marry her so he can come back to the land of the living.
Right, but it's like you know, that's another thing. But like, you know, why not? Why not let him come back? You know, like he's not. I mean, obviously after what he just did, he saved her daughter. I mean, like he's not. You know what I'm saying? He has a redemption arc, and then they just kind of screwed him over, which was kind of dumb. Like, why have a redemption arc if you're just going to screw him over in the end? Like, that doesn't make sense. Why does Beetlejuice even need a redemption arc? He doesn't.
He doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't need a redemption arc. His wife, why was she there? Like, there's no point.
It would have been nice if they would have talked about the ex-wife in the original one, but they didn't have any reference to the original one, and they just kind of like brought it out of nowhere. Like, there's no lore to him having an ex-wife until now, which is kind of dumb.
And I didn't mind showing a little bit of lore, you know, see where he came from. I mean, the story of this is Lydia is like some talk show host where she's seeing ghosts and whatever, and she doesn't want to think about Beetlejuice, but she keeps seeing him, right? Keeps seeing him. And then we have her daughter who wants nothing to do with her because she doesn't believe that she's seeing ghosts, which makes no sense. You would think, because she sees them too. That one scene, she's seeing that serial killer guy, so it makes no sense. So you tell me it's the first time she's ever seen a ghost? It wasn't
she
well
doesn't know
thought.
Yeah, no, I think that was stupid too. But yeah, no, I don't think that her character, I think, was she didn't realize that it was a ghost, which is dumb. Yeah, the whole like her being anti Winona Ryder was really dumb because like I don't know. You're right, that was dumb. I didn't like that aspect of it. I feel like they should have been closer.
Yeah, they should have been closer. Or, you know what? Even better yet, don't put her in the movie at all. Because wasn't even needed. This movie, she wasn't even needed. Really wasn't. Even the wife, Beetlejuice's wife, she wasn't needed either. She was just going through soul-sucking, killing all these, you know, extras, and then that's it. And then at the very end, she gets eaten by a sandworm. Which is, by the way, it's the same thing that happened to Beetlejuice at the end of the last movie.
Right. And the sandworms kind of look dumb, not going to lie.
And it didn't even look very good. They look better in the first movie. And what's even more messed up, the sandworm actually ate Winona Ryder's husband or soon-to-be husband, but, you know, it was a jerk, which we all knew watching the movie that he was a jerk, that he was only marrying her for the money in her name.
Yeah.
It's not like it was a big surprise.
Well, I mean, it kind of like that made sense. Like they are a fitting match for each other. Like Beetlejuice's ex-wife shouldn't like, okay, that part made sense. But the whole like Renato being like, "Oh yeah, thank you, Beetlejuice, peace out," you know, like screw you. That didn't make sense. That was stupid. Like I said, like the whole redemption arc. He's getting away from his ex-wife. Like that stuff shouldn't have been. It should have kind of took place. Like, oh now, you know, Beetlejuice is going after, you know, Winona Ryder's daughter or something like that. That would have been better. That would have made more sense.
That would have made more sense. Exactly. I thought that's why she was in the movie. Is because Beetlejuice now. So there's a scene where Beetlejuice is with Winona Ryder, right? With Lydia, and they separate. He says, "Oh, I gotta go use the restroom." Why separate at that moment? That's when he goes to find Lydia's mom. But none of that made any sense. None of that made any sense at all.
Yeah,
That's the problem. None of it made any sense. They have no one who can write these days, I guess, for some reason.
Well, and the whole like death of the husband, I think, was really drawn out and stupid. Like they should have just killed him off in the beginning and left it alone. Like
seeing
stop.
him through the movie, that was really bad.
And then
really,
they put his
really
character
bad.
like with his head like off. Like just stop. Just like he's dead.
Just say he's dead. Say that's it. Over with.
Yeah,
it's done.
like
move on.
We moving on.
We all know why he can't be in the movie. Well, we all know he's not alive anymore. Like rest in peace. We all know why, but we all know the issues with that. Anyways, I don't want to get into that. But they spent way too much time on him. Like we had
I agreed.
20 minutes of Beetlejuice, maybe if that.
Yeah, it was really stupid. Like I said, I really feel like I enjoyed the movie for what it was, but like I said, they disappointed me in terms of where the story was gonna go. Like they could have done so many different things with the story, and they did choose poorly. Like, I am saying, like I do like it, but yeah, I am disappointed at the same time. Like it's not something that I'm like, oh yeah, it's a pop culture classic. Like I would show my grandkids this movie or whatever. Like it's not like I would show my grandkids the original one. I already showed my kids the original one, but it's not something I was like, oh yeah, the second one's just as good. No, absolutely not.
The one good thing that came from it is your kids liked it. No, I do realize when your kids said they liked it, I'm like, okay, so this is just a kids movie. There's a reason why I didn't like it. It's because children are gonna like it. I don't see people like myself who grew up with it enjoying the movie, but I'm sure there'll be some. But I think most people who grew up with the movie, playing the games, watching the cartoons, who dress as Beetlejuice. I dressed as Beetlejuice last year for work. It was my costume, was Beetlejuice. I think those people are not going to like the movie.
No.
But the kids are going to like it,
Yeah, it's definitely made for a younger audience, 100%. Like, that's just all there is to it.
Well, unfortunately, that is our take. Like, I am a huge Beetlejuice fan, and I really had high hopes. Like, I thought they were really gonna do something good. Maybe it's a little dark, good, make it edgy, make Beetlejuice awesome. But no, they didn't do any of that. It's basically just a kids flick. If you have kids, they'll like it. There's nothing scary about this movie. A little bit gross here and there, but that's it.
Yeah, take your kids to see it. It's a good family movie. Honestly, it's a good, Halloween movie for the family. That's really what it is, So, like, if you're looking for something to watch for the Halloween season with your family, it's a great pick. It truly is. But if you're looking for something personal to watch for the Halloween season as an adult, absolutely not. You should avoid it.
Anyways, that is our take of the new Beetlejuice movie. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you next video.
Peace.